And we're back. Okay, so I did number 20 correctly, and then I got to problem number 24, and I got confused because they wanted us to approximate each root and round to 2 decimal places. So if I were to do this by hand, it'd be extremely difficult, so I had to read what they wanted. Oh, they wanted to throw it into a calculator. Oh, geez. Okay, so grab your calculator. Take square root of 21. Square root. So you need to figure out how to work your calculator. Square root of 21. Enter. They want us to round, it says, to 2 decimal places. So 4.58257. So 4.2 places. 58. 4.58. Okay. Now it gets interesting. So make sure you're trying this out on your calculator. Square root button is usually pretty easy to find. The cube root button. Cube root button. Do I have a cube root button? So you're going to need to figure out your calculator. Should I have figured this out before I started the video? Square root. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, mine's kind of fancy. Depends on your calculator. See, I have a cube root function right here. So hopefully we can figure it out. I'm going to show you a better trick later. 4.53. So maybe right now you're a little confused. But if we skip ahead for 1 second, so try and find a cube root function on your calculator. If there isn't an easy one, a cube root, this is the next section or the section after that, but a cube root is just a 1/3 power. Let's see if we can make that bigger. 93 to the 1/3 power. So remember, we were using the little y to the x, or I called it the caret button, the little thing pointing up. So I could just go 93 to the 1/3 power and hit enter, and it gives me 4.53, because the cube root of 93 is 93 to the 1/3. Oh, so the square root of 21, I could just say is 21 to the 1/2, since it's a square root. Yeah, okay. So that's a big idea coming up, but right now we might want to just jump ahead and use that trick, because in part C, it says, what's the 4th root of 101? So let's use that little trick. This would just be 101 to what power? 4th root? Oh, roots are on bottom, just like trees, right? So roots are on bottom, 1/4. Aha, 101 to the 1/4 power. Enter, 3.17. Okay, so hopefully your calculator is friendly. If not, I could show you how to do it in Google. Oh, so literally in Google, what I would type, let's do this one in Google. Here's what I would type. 101 caret, that's a little shift 6, that little button, 1 divided by 4. So this, 101 to the 1/4 power, 101 to the 1/4 power. Just type it in Google, and it'll spit that answer out. Google's a calculator. Excellent. Okay. How am I turning a simple section into something so complicado? Okay, moving on. How long is this video? I can't tell. 4 minutes. Not bad. Okay. Am I recording? Yes, test. Okay. Very organized today, very organized. Let's see. 28. A. The cube root of a cubed. What number? So what number times itself 3 times gives us a cubed? A. See how the cube root and the cube kind of cancel each other out? Weird. So what's the 9th root of b to the 9th? That's just b. Weird. Okay. Here's another way to do it. We're taking things out. Let's just try this one. 36. I know I skipped ahead a little bit. The 5th root of a to the 10 and the 3rd root of b to the 27. Okay, this is going to explain it. So, the root tells you you're taking things out in groups of 5. We have a to the 10th. So how many groups of 5 can we yank out? 2. Okay. We have b to the 27th. We're taking out groups of 3. How many groups of 3 can we rip out? 9. Okay. Let's try 38. 6th root of r to the 12th. Okay, so we're taking things out in groups of 6. There's 12. So how many chunks of 6? 2. Question B. 3rd root of s to the 30th. We're taking things out in groups of 3. How many chunks of 3 can we pull out? 10. S to the 10th. Okay. So now you'll see why I skipped 32 for 1 second. Let's go back to 32. It says the square root of a to the 14th. So it's a square root, right? Oh, it doesn't. It's an implied little 2. Couldn't I put a 2 there if I want? Put a little 2 there for a second. Oh, I'm pulling things out in groups of 2. There's 14, and we're pulling things out in groups of 2. A to the 7th. Square root of w to the 24th. Oh, it's a square root. Let me put a little 2 there. So that means 24, we're taking out groups of 2. That's w to the 12th. Okay, this is easy peasy. So, previously, 5 minutes ago, we were taking roots with numbers. Now we know how to do it with variables, letters. So then, obviously, they're going to put them both together. And the weird thing is, we can do them, the numbers weren't bad, the letters weren't bad, but when you put them together, it's kind of tricky because it's sort of like different parts of your brain. So I work on the numbers like as one thing, and then the letters as another thing. So let's jump to number 40. You'll see what I'm talking about. I ramble. 100 y squared. Okay, so all I see is the square root of 100, and then I see the square root of y squared. I'm focusing on things separately. What's the square root of 100? 10. The square root of y squared. Okay, so if it's letter stuff, I like putting the little 2 there. I'm taking things down in chunks of 2, so it's just y to the 1 group. So it's just 10y. Okay. So what if we have part B says negative square root 100 m to the 32. You might want to put your little 2 there. Little 2 right there. The negative sign is just hanging out in front, no big deal. Square root of, focus on the number stuff. What's the square root of 100? 10. And what's the square root of m32? Oh, taking groups of chunks of 2, there's 32, so m to the 16. Ta-da! Oh, my lordy, 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 lordy. Okay. 44. Cube root negative 8c to the 9th. Okay. Cube root of negative 8. Oh, didn't we do that earlier today? That's negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So the cube root of negative 8, because you can take cube roots, odd roots of negatives, that's a negative 2. So I was just focusing on the number stuff. Now let's look at the letter stuff. C to the 9th, but I'm taking out chunks of 3. Oh, I could take out 3 groups. Aha. Part B. Cube root of 125 d to the 15th. Number stuff. Cube root of 125. Earlier today we said 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, so the cube root of 125 is 5. And now the letter stuff. Cube root d to the 15th would give us Did you get it right? Ta-da! Okay, we'll do 50, and then move on. 50 to end this chapter. 50a, square root 225 x squared y squared z squared. Okay, so they had one number, one letter. Now they have one number and a bunch of letters. Okay, I'll put the little 2 there. Square root of 225, ask my calculator, is 15. X squared, and there's a little 2, right, because it's square root, so that's x to the 1. Y squared, y to the 1. Z squared, z to the 1. Okay. Square root, next one, 36. R to the 6, S to the 20. Give this one a try on your own. Pause for a second. Try it on your own. No? Okay, fine. Square root of 36. That's 6. Put a little 2 there maybe. Square root, so chunks of 2, R to the 6, so R to the 3. Little 2 out there, S to the 20, so S to the 10. Easy peasy. Cube root, 125, Y to the 18th, Z to the 27. Again, try this one on your own. Okay, cube root of 125 is 5. Y to the 18th, we're taking out chunks of 3, so that's 6 of them. Z to the 27th, chunks of 3, 9 of them. Boom. Okay, moving on to 8.2.